How's it going, Rich?
It's going great. I'm happy you're here.
I am very glad to be here. I have to say, the other video podcasts you've done, I've watched them all, and I'm a huge fan.
Oh, thank you, man. I honestly had no idea you were going to feel that way. Introduce yourself, and Let's get rolling.
I'm Jeff Grosshandler. I've been living in Nosara full time for about 7 years. I have 2 children born here.
So you have a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful children?
Yes.
And I'm excited to talk about Gilded Iguana, which it's up, you're open, it's running, right?
It's open. We're running.
Yeah.
It's there.
Did it kill you a little?
I think anybody that says that they enjoy building or construction, I'm not 100% sure if they're telling the entire truth.
Maybe a little screw loose.
The journey and the process, has its moments, and to be creative and to see so many things that were calculated and thought about and planned, connect the dots from concept to reality. That's really a very rewarding process. It is really rewarding and satisfying to see people using and enjoying the place. And just the happiness levels of everybody that's coming to enjoy the restaurant and the hotel.
Gotcha. So you have a real warm reception. Everyone's digging it.
There's a super high stoke level over there. It's a great thing to see, 4.5 years of kind of work now be at a point where people are enjoying it for, what we intended it. The place was designed for people to come and, relax and enjoy Nosara, but it was also designed as a very social place with social elements.
So let's go back to that. So the old Gilded, it's a classic. It was basically the first spot here on this side of the G section, right?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of firsts over there. Been around for so long that most people that had visited town known about it or passed through or had a beer there or stayed a night there. It was a place for people to gather, socialize, tell stories, meet up, eat, drink, and have a good time. And really that was kind of the most important, part of what we were focusing on over there in doing the Gilded Iguana 2.0 version.
I got you. So you took a lot of care and detail not to lose the original feel or to keep certain elements inside of the 2.0 version. Can you tell us about that?
Well, we worked with a really great and special architect and architecture team. It's Benjamin Garcia Sachs and his entire team. They did a really great job. Ben is a super talented guy. What he did really so well was to understand the importance and history of the place and to work that into the design and function of everything that came that was new. He interpreted the architectural language of the original structure that had been standing there since the 70s. And he took the lines and the style and the architectural language and he applied it to everything that he designed that we built new. In a lot of the areas at the hotel, you can see the old building in it.
I noticed that, especially around the restaurant and right above it. It almost feels like it has the same dimensions.
The restaurant was actually something that I desperately tried to keep. I was completely and totally against knocking it down. The original idea was a pretty heavy renovation. It more or less got to the point where the entire kind of engineering and architectural team just said, you're the only one left trying to keep this standing. Like the engineers will not sign off on this. This is not structurally safe. There are no footings. And, quite literally and verbatim, this place is still standing by an act of God.
Yeah, geez. So let's backtrack a little bit. So how did this project get started?
When I first started coming to here to surf and to spend some time, the G section was always where I spent most of my time. And, the Iguana was just such a cool spot. I'm a big fan of live music. Would love going and hearing live music on Tuesdays. And just the entire vibe of the place was something that I always just really dug.
I got you. It's interesting because now you have such roots over there. Your house is there, your project's there, your company's there.
Yeah, I mean, I barely leave the area at this point. I live quite literally in a 500-meter radius.
I have a question for you. There was a lot of concern and anger initially about Gilded changing, and people don't like change too much. But there was a lot of concern for the environmental impact, and a lot of people call it a mega hotel. And you know how it works around here.
Yes.
Gilded was not immune to that criticism or, well-intended concern. Let's call it that. Absolutely. So you guys took great care in doing things the right way environmentally and for the community. Can you tell us about that some?
Sure. If we have enough time. we recycled and repurposed whatever we could to try to keep some of that history.
I think that a lot of the criticism slowed down or stopped altogether in many cases because people realized you guys really did go deep and honor the previous setup and the new setup, in addition to a lot of extra steps that you didn't necessarily have to take.
As a resident here, water is always a concern. Mm-hmm. We were able to help and donate and contribute, infrastructure to the water here to make sure to minimize the impact of the consumption, within the local community. Our water usage that's coming off of the public water utility is very low for the size of the project that we have.
Now, why is that?
Well, for a couple of reasons. The first reason is, good architects and engineers that made sure to build the place in a way where, anything that was superfluous or non-necessary, we cut it out. There aren't any real places where water can leak or be left on. We used every bit of technology we could in terms of water reduction on toilets, on sinks, on shower heads. There's so much available these days. 3-4 years ago, that wasn't the case. So, we just really pushed deep into what we could do to make sure that the actual water consumption was the lowest. Now, on top of that, and in addition to, as a requirement of the size of the construction as well, we had to build a fully self-contained wastewater treatment plant. Okay, so
now explain what that is to somebody who might be listening who doesn't understand.
Well, a wastewater treatment plant is basically a mechanically functioning, electrically powered processing plant for all of the septic and gray water waste. Okay, so typical homes that are built here, they have a very basic septic tank and a leach field where, the septic is essentially, processed and biodegraded and then filtered into a leach field in the ground, and that's about it. What we have over there does not release, does not release basically, into a leach field. The water is recycled though. The water is used for cleaning, for washing, for watering, for gardens. The entire garden is on a very efficient, irrigation system. We recycle and reuse 100% of the water that is coming from all our potable sources, which is the local water utility.
Strong.
Well, it's just I think it's a smarter way to do it. It's also a responsible way to do it. The Iguana has a reception and check-in. It has a hotel store called the Iguana Shop. We have the restaurant and lawn. We have a whole new kitchen and bathroom facilities for the restaurant, significant pool area and pool bar. And then there are 29 rooms. We have one room that is a 2-room surfer suite, and all the other rooms are either, they're a little more traditional hotel rooms. They are, with single king beds or twin queens.
Okay.
We really kind of wanted to follow a bit of the traditional hospitality and hotel model. I think over the years here, a lot of the growth came in the form of houses and homes, which is great. There was new places for people to stay, and the quality and level of design really kind of pushed things forward here. The personal just attachment factor was something that, it was for sure a passion project.
If it's all right with you, I would love to talk about the new Gilded Iguana Surf Club.
The surf club is something that is a bit of an invention and an experiment. So basically what it is, it's a surf facility. It's almost something that you would kind of call like a surf gym. The way that it's set up is we do have a juice bar and a very basic food offering, that's open completely and totally to the public. That is a la carte pay for type menu. The real meat and potatoes over there is the surf club. The surf club is basically a membership based surf facility. There are daily membership that gives you access to everything, weekly, monthly, yearly, family passes. And the concept is we have everything that you could possibly need to surf all in one spot. So it does plug in with the hotel. Guests can choose to show up and have a surf club membership for the time that they're here.
So it's like an optional add-on for people at the hotel?
It's an optional add-on for people at the hotel.
Okay. Do you have to stay at the hotel to go to the surf club?
You absolutely do not. And I think it was kind of created and designed in mind with it. The majority of the people using it, they're not going to be coming from the hotel. We know some people from the hotel will use it. what it is you have a reception area. We have a rancho hangout that has a bunch of comfortable chairs and sitting areas, some TVs with surf videos and old contests on there. We have indo boards and balance boards and hammocks and a ping pong table, bathrooms, water,
lockers and
so
boards
so there you go. So you have the reception, the rancho. Then what we have is we have a locker room. Okay, so members get lockers. You can be able to lock up your valuables, your wallet, your phone. You can leave a board short. Well, listen. At this point, everybody, after watching the podcast, your security version podcast, should know: do not bring electronics and leave them on the beach. Do not bring personal belongings and leave them on the beach or in your car. This gives people an opportunity that becomes a complete and total non-factor. You have a secure, safe place to leave all your stuff before going to the beach. You have a place to change. You have a place to to take a quick shower,
grab some food or something to drink, and you have a pretty amazing selection of surfboards available.
Right. So the concept here is slightly different than your traditional, let's say, rental model. Mm-hmm. What we have about 140 surfboards in 2 different boardrooms. We have boogie boards, long boards, fishes, performance shortboards, you name it. And what comes with membership is taking out whatever boards you want.
I hope it works, because that would be something I hope other people could follow, because the people going to the beach could have a much more pleasurable experience.
It solves a lot of the kind of small issues of being completely and totally relaxed in a beach experience here. Nobody wants to worry about getting their stuff stolen while they're out surfing. Mm-hmm. But it's part of it.
It's hard to just stay focused on the Gilded when there's so much stuff for us to talk about.
That's true. Well, look, I'm definitely going to come back.
All right,
or we can just stay here for all afternoon for all I care. Although,
people will tune us out and our wives will leave us. It'll be a big mess.
Well, right now, you and I probably both have about 15 missed calls, 18 text messages, and 45 emails waiting on our phones after the last 25 minutes. So
I'm laughing because it's true.
Right. Well, I'm sure there's some other people laughing because they know it's true.
For
them. At the same moment they're watching this.
That's true. I'm getting some blowback on people on these episodes because they're too long, and I'm trying to explain. I want this information out there. Well, I hope people come back to some of the stuff that you're going over right now, because a lot of the people, when they think about you, they never equated you with the care and concern on a lot of those issues you just went through.
People only know kind of what they can see, maybe sometimes superficially, or
what they hear. Small town.
Small town. Look, everybody adjusts when they come to a small town from big town as well. There's an adjustment period.
You've adjusted a lot.
This place has changed me. Changed me quite dramatically.
You're sitting here with me right now, and a lot of people would think that would take a cold day in hell.
I think this place changes everybody. I kind of came from a lifestyle and a prior life that was redlined at any given moment. My last career was in the financial industry in New York City. And it's not something that moves slow. You're in more or less constant and intense competition with everyone around you. Similar to what I had alluded to, earlier in the conversation. When people show up here, they know that they love it because it gives them some balance that maybe they didn't, know that they needed. And at the same time, I also have a family. I think children can change people quite a bit. The first kid you have, your brain kind of separates and clicks a couple directions and goes back together like this, and you're still the same you, but a lot of the thought patterns shift and move, and wanting to leave a better place for your children and set good examples for them, I think can be a powerful part of personal development and change.
And add that into living in a place like this that's this dynamic.
It's a pressure cooker around here. You can come here and relax and hang out, but if you're involved in any sort of business, this place can be very intense, very public. I could handle the intensity, but the kind of public nature of a lot of it was something that took me a little while to figure out.
I remember Eric a long time ago. I say this frequently. He said, the harder you push on Nosara, the harder it pushes back. It's a place that doesn't really care if you're famous or rich or anything. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's so cool. I think that's why celebrities and people come here too. No one cares. No one goes and flocks around them, and you don't have that paparazzi kind of.
It's a difficult place to get to. It's a difficult place to stay. It's a really difficult place to live and earn a living and raise a family. And how many times have you seen people that come here with the I moved to Costa Rica, and 6 months later, they are packed and screaming their way out.
Yeah, it happens a lot more than I'd care to admit. I'm interested in knowing, what are some of your biggest likes about this place?
The lifestyle that I'm able to kind of experience with my family and my kids and my wife. I think it's a difficult task to find somewhere else, that is a better place to really enjoy being with your family and raising kids.
What else?
The waves. Love the waves. Love the beach.
Warm water. You're from Jersey. It's pretty cold there.
Listen, when I moved from New Jersey, I was going to sell my whole wetsuit gear, and the kid that showed up ended up getting it all for free. That's the last time I'll wear rubber like that. The waves here are wonderful. The water's warm. There's swell every day. You can surf more or less at any given time that you want to surf, which is highly unusual.
Guiones in particular, it breaks it every tide. That's what's world class about our wave. It's not 100%. That the quality is world class, is that the consistency is just off the charts.
It's off the charts.
So let's jump over to the other side of the question. What are some of your dislikes? And I think people listening to this would appreciate hearing legit dislikes.
I could start with something that's not necessarily like a dislike, but definitely something that's more of a hassle. There's a lot of paperwork here legally to do anything at all. Well, the roads, for sure. The internal roads we can manage on our own, but it's it's disappointing and heartbreaking to see people that are working and just trying to make a living for their families having to ride bikes and motorcycles over giant potholes and suck dust on their way to work. People should not have to be risking respiratory illness to make a living for their families. And huge shout out and thanks to the Route 160 committee. There are people here that what they've done for the community over the years is inspiring, and there's new people here that what they're doing now is inspiring.
Man, we've been talking for a while, and there's a lot more to talk about. So I think I'd like to have you come back.
Okay, I'd love to do that.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, this is real interesting for me because the relationship with you has been so dynamic, and at the same time, you're fully into this community now. Your kids are here. You're thrilled to be here. And this is like your home. All your stuff is it's here now.
This is it. Look, I really want to take a chance to thank you for having me on, for doing this type of program.
Thanks for coming.
I think it's it's a great service to the community, and definitely look forward to coming back on again. And to watching all the other future episodes of community members that you bring on here, because it's really just a great platform for people to truly understand kind of what's going on behind the scenes, and to have a source of information, that's coming directly from, the mouths of the participants involved.
Man, hey, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it, Rich.